Welcome to Epic English Stories, a place where English isn't just taught, it's lived, felt, and used to transform the way we think, grow, and face the world. This isn't a classroom. This is a mirror, a place where words carry weight, where every phrase is designed not just to improve your language skills, but to sharpen your mindset and set fire to your potential. Here, we don't memorize, we awaken. Because the truth is, you don't need another list of grammar rules. You need a reason to rise in the morning. A voice that tells you you're not alone. A story that mirrors your own. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your life is on autopilot? Like you wake up each morning already tired, your heart heavy, your dreams somewhere in the background gathering dust? You scroll through your phone, watch others live, others shine, others succeed, and deep inside, something aches. You whisper to yourself, maybe next week, maybe when I'm ready, maybe someday. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Someday is a myth. Readiness is a trap, and no one is coming. Not to save you, not to motivate you, not to hand you the life you keep imagining. If you're waiting for permission, for signs, for certainty, you've already lost precious time. This video won't give you comfort. It will give you clarity. Because if you really want change, if you really want to master English and master your life, then you have to start where you are, with what you have, right now. This is your line in the sand. From this moment forward, the old you doesn't get to decide anymore. The weak voice inside, it's fired. The excuses, they expire today. It's time to wake up, not just in body, but in purpose. Because you've got one life, and the clock has already started ticking. There comes a moment in life when silence says more than noise ever could. You might be watching this while your room is dim, your phone screen lighting up your face, the world outside moving at its usual chaotic pace. But deep down, something inside you feels still. Or worse, stuck. You're not alone. Millions of people feel this way every single day. Not lost, but floating. Not broken, but disconnected. I was there too once. Back then, I wasn't waking up to chase dreams. I was waking up just to check notifications. I didn't read books. I read headlines. I didn't build my life. I built excuses. But one night, in the middle of an ordinary week, something changed. I looked at myself in the mirror. Really looked. Not to fix my hair or adjust my collar. I looked into my own eyes and asked the question nobody had ever dared ask me. Are you living or just surviving? That night, the mirror didn't lie. And neither did I. I wasn't living. I was performing a script written by fear, a role handed to me by comfort. And I convinced myself that someday, when things were easier, or clearer, or better, I'd finally begin. But someday never comes. Someday is a trick of the mind, a delay tactic, a quiet assassin of dreams. You don't feel the price of wasted time while you're wasting it. That's the cruel trick of it all. It doesn't sting until later. Until you wake up a few years older and realize you've been scrolling instead of studying, complaining instead of creating, wishing instead of working. Time is the only currency you can't earn back. You can lose money and get it again. You can lose people and meet new ones. You can even lose confidence and rebuild it. But time? That's a one-way street. And what are most people doing with this priceless resource? Selling it cheap. Giving it away to distractions, bad habits, the opinions of people who don't matter. And all the while, their dreams sit on a shelf, gathering dust. Ask yourself this. If someone offered you $100,000 to give up your dream forever, would you take it? Then why are you giving it up for free? One of the deadliest lies we tell ourselves is, I'll do it later. Later feels like a warm blanket. It soothes your anxiety. It lets you breathe a little easier. But it's a con artist, a thief wearing a smile. Because later becomes never faster than you think. You want to learn English? Then speak, even if you stutter. You want to start a business? Then start, even if you fail the first 3 times. You want to get fit? Then move, even if it's only for 10 minutes today. You don't need to be ready. You need to be brave. Success doesn't wait for your confidence to show up. It rewards the person who moves anyway, who walks into the unknown and says, I'll figure it out. Let me tell you something I wish someone told me years ago. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just untrained. Willpower isn't a gift. It's a muscle. Confidence isn't a personality trait. It's a skill. Discipline isn't born. It's built. And every time you say yes to distractions, every time you scroll instead of study, every time you sleep instead of start, you're feeding the wrong version of you. But here's the twist. You can feed the right version instead. You can say no to the lazy wolf and yes to the focused one. You can become the person you admire, not by wishing, but by acting. You can choose discomfort now and live in freedom later, or choose comfort now and pay for it with regret. Most people don't live in a real prison, but they still live like prisoners. They stay trapped inside routines they hate, jobs that drain them, relationships that don't feed their soul, habits that keep them small. And the saddest part? They built those prisons themselves, brick by brick. Each time they said, "It's fine." Each time they told themselves, "I'll stay just a little longer." Each time they lowered their standards just to keep others comfortable. That's how it happens. Not all at once. Slowly, silently, willingly. But just like you built it, you can tear it down. You're not a tree. You're not rooted to this life. You can move. You can change. You can burn the script and write a better one. All it takes is a decision. Not next year. Not when things are perfect. Now. Right now. You open your phone and see someone younger than you with more money. Someone who speaks better English. Someone with a perfect body. A perfect life. And just like that, your own life feels small. But you don't see the full story. You see a filtered moment, not the depression behind it. You see a success post, not the 100 sleepless nights behind it. You compare your everyday to someone's highlight reel. And in doing so, you destroy your own self-worth. Let me tell you a secret. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. That's it. Not your classmate. Not that influencer. Not your cousin who seems to have it all together. Just you. The you who gave up too soon. The you who procrastinated. The you who played small. Beat him today. That's winning. Nobody is coming to push you out of bed. Nobody's going to sit you down and say, "Now is your time." Nobody is going to hand you your dream life just because you want it badly enough. And that's okay, because it means you're free. Free from needing approval. Free from waiting for validation. Free to act, fail, and rise again without anyone's permission. That's power. That's ownership. The moment you stop expecting rescue is the moment you start leading your own rescue mission. You want to become fluent in English? Then do the work. You want to build something of value? Then build it. You want to feel proud of the person in the mirror? Then earn it. No one's holding you back more than you are. So set yourself free. Most people think success is an event, a moment, a big breakthrough. But that's not how it works. Success is brushing your teeth in the dark when you're tired, because you said you would. It's opening the book when your mind wants TV. It's speaking English out loud, even when you feel embarrassed. Success is a series of boring, invisible, quiet choices. And so is failure. One skip day turns into a week. One excuse becomes your identity. One moment of giving up becomes your new default. And before you know it, the life you wanted slips away, not because it was impossible, but because it wasn't urgent enough. If you want to change your life, change your habits. Win the small battles. Win the silent moments. Do the hard thing, especially when no one's watching. People keep asking, how do I stay motivated? They think motivation is something that falls from the sky. That if they watch enough videos or read enough quotes, someday they'll feel ready. But motivation isn't a lightning strike. It's a fire you build. From friction, from pain, from the deep frustration of knowing you were meant for more and refusing to live one more day in denial. You're waiting for motivation? Stop. It's waiting for you. It's born when you start taking action despite fear. It grows when you push yourself when no one is clapping. It thrives when you speak out loud, when you fall, when you keep going anyway. Nobody becomes unstoppable because it's easy. They become unstoppable because they refuse to stop. One of the most dangerous things you can do in life is take advice from the wrong person. You see, people love to give opinions, especially the ones who've never done what you're trying to do. Your uncle who's never run a business will tell you not to start one. Your friend who never tried learning English will say it's too hard. Your coworker, stuck in the same cycle for years, will tell you to stop dreaming. They mean well, but they can only see the world through the lens of their own fears. So ask yourself one simple question. Has this person done what I want to do? If not, smile, say thank you, and walk away. Because opinions are cheap, but your dream is priceless. Guard it, defend it, build it with the bricks of your own belief. There's a myth we're all fed growing up, that one day someone will pick us. A teacher, a coach, a company, a publisher, a partner. Someone will notice our greatness and pull us out of the shadows. But the truth is the world rarely picks people who wait. It picks the ones who've already picked themselves. You got something to say? Then say it. You want to start a YouTube channel, podcast, side hustle? Then start it. You want to write your own story? Then stop handing the pen to other people. Nobody gave J.K. Rowling permission. She gave it to herself. Nobody gave Elon Musk a guarantee. He risked everything anyway. Nobody told Michael Jordan, "You'll be a legend." He made himself one. So stop auditioning for a life you already own. Step on the stage. Claim it. There's no greatness without risk. Period. You can either play it safe and wonder what could have been, or step into the storm and discover what you're made of. Playing it safe means silence. It means regret. It means years from now, sitting in a quiet room, whispering to yourself, what if I had just tried? But when you risk something, your pride, your comfort, your reputation, yes, you might fail. Yes, you might look foolish, but you might also fly. You might spark something no one else dared to. And even if you fall, you'll rise with stories, scars, and strength. A life without risk is a life half-lived. Here's a sobering truth. Time doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or unsure. It moves forward anyway. You don't get a notification when you've wasted your last opportunity. No siren goes off when your potential expires. One day you just wake up, older, heavier with regret, staring at the mirror, wondering where the last 10 years went. But here's the gift. You're not there yet. You still have time. You're still breathing. That means the pen is still in your hand. That means the story isn't finished. That means you can change direction today, right now, because the future isn't written, but it is running. Either you chase it or you watch it disappear. This might sound cold, but it's the truth you need to hear. Nobody cares about your excuses, your pain, your delays. Everyone is too busy fighting their own invisible battles. And that's not something to mourn, it's something to celebrate. Because if no one is watching, you're free. Free to fail. Free to try again. Free to be messy, loud, raw, real. You don't need applause. You don't need permission. You only need conviction. So cry if you must. But then stand up. Wipe your face. Square your shoulders. Walk back into the storm. Not because someone told you to, but because you decided, this life is mine. And I'm going to live every damn second of it. People love to say they'll start next week, next month, next year. But the truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Not because the world changes, but because you do. You get more afraid. You get more distracted. You get more comfortable doing nothing. Waiting is a habit, and habits harden into identity. If you can't start now, what makes you think you'll start later? Life will always be messy. You'll always be tired. There will never be a perfect time. So stop waiting for it. Start small. Start broken. Start underprepared. Just start. Because action beats timing. Always. Let me ask you something, and be brutally honest with yourself. Is this the life you wanted? Are you waking up with fire in your chest, or dragging yourself out of bed like the weight of the world is already pressing on you? Do you feel alive, or just occupied? Because here's the hard truth. If you're waking up dreading your day, something's wrong. And no, this isn't just how life is. That's a lie too many people accept. You're not cement. You're not planted. You're not a tree. You don't have to stay in the same town with the same job, the same habits, same people, same energy. You can evolve. Change your clothes. Change your routine. Change your thoughts. Build a version of life that looks like it belongs to someone who loves being alive. If the story you're living feels fake, start a new chapter. I had a friend named David. Brilliant guy. Smart. Creative. Huge potential. But every time he talked about his life, his words were dipped in sadness. He hated his job, hated his routine, hated pretending he was okay. So one day I asked him, "Why don't you change it?" He sighed and said, "Because this is what my family expects." What people expect. what society expects. And that's when it hit me. Expectations are prisons with invisible bars. You don't see them, but they hold you back all the same. The moment you start living for other people's approval, you start dying inside. You start smiling on the outside while your soul screams for something more. You were not born to meet someone else's checklist. You were born to chase what sets your soul on fire, even if others don't understand. Especially then, because the world will adjust to your truth, but it'll never respect your mask. I know you've been through things no one saw, things you don't talk about. Maybe you've been betrayed. Maybe you failed again. Maybe you cry in the dark because no one seems to understand how tired you are. I've been there too, and I'll tell you what someone once told me. That pain inside you, it's not the end. It's your edge. Pain can be poison, or it can be fuel. You choose. You can bury it, hide it, pretend it doesn't exist. Or you can use it, shape it into art, into drive, into fire. Some of the strongest, most unstoppable people you know, they didn't get there by avoiding pain. They got there by surviving it. They looked at the thing that broke them and built something stronger. That includes you. You're not soft. You're not weak. You're being forged. There are two voices inside your head. One whispers, let's scroll. The other says, let's build. One wants comfort. The other wants greatness. Only one will win, and it's the one you feed. Every time you watch one more pointless video, you're feeding the wolf that wants you stuck. But every time you read a book, practice English, study a new word, take one small step toward your goal, you're feeding the wolf that's going to change your life. Distraction is the quiet killer of potential. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't feel painful. It just slowly drains you until one day you look up and realize your dream has quietly died from starvation. But it doesn't have to end like that. Set boundaries. Shut off your phone. Say no to empty invitations. Reclaim your attention like it's oxygen, because it is. Focus is a weapon. Sharpen it daily. I'm going to tell you something that may sting. Life doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't owe you success just because you tried. It doesn't owe you happiness just because you're a good person. It doesn't owe you recognition just because you're talented. But that's not a curse. That's the gift. Because if life owes you nothing, then everything you want is there for the taking. No one's gatekeeping your success, but you. You want a better life? Then build it. You want success? Then show up for it. You want freedom? Then suffer for it. Work for it. Obsess over it. You'll bleed. You'll sweat. You'll fall more times than you can count. But you'll rise. And you'll rise different. Sharper. Hungrier. Wiser. When people ask how you did it, you won't say luck. You'll say, I stopped waiting. I stopped wishing. I stopped blaming. I fought. I earned this. Because that's the truth. You don't wait for your crown. You earn it. With scars, calluses, and fire in your eyes. If any part of this hit your heart, if you felt even one sentence was speaking directly to you, then that means this isn't just a video. This is your moment. So breathe deep. Look up. Take the first step. Speak your dream out loud. And then go chase it. Relentlessly. Because you were never meant to stay small. You were never meant to only exist. You are here to rise. Now go show the world who you really are.